Okay, so part 2 to the friends video. So the point that I was making was, stop explaining yourself to people. They know exactly what they did. You shouldn't have to explain to them what they did, because they know what they did. And I'm learning that as well. I used to be the type of person that I would constantly explain myself to people and explain how they made me feel. And it would be times where I would repeat myself. They'll be like, oh, I don't remember you telling me you felt that way. I don't remember you telling me that. So I'm constantly, repeating myself and constantly telling them over again about how I felt in that moment. And I'm no longer doing that, because a lot of times people know exactly how they made you feel. They don't care. At the end of the day, they don't care. And even in terms of explaining, like, I've had people where I express how I felt to them in a moment and in a situation, and they're just like, if we're like texting and I say it in a text message, they're like, I'm not reading all that. And to me, that just tells me all I need to know, that you're not a true friend. If you can't take the time out of your day, out of your schedule, because people make time for what they want to make time for. If you on your phone every day, and if Rihanna, if Fenty Beauty could text me every day and like blow up my phone every day, then you can do the same. Because any other time when you need something, once again, it goes back to being 911. When you need me, you're blowing up my phone. But the moment that I express how I feel to you in a situation, you're going to tell me I'm not reading all that. To me, that just shows that you lack maturity, and you're just not a good friend. You lack maturity, and you're just ignorant at that point. Like, you're just not a good person. So be real careful with constantly explaining to people how they made you feel, and constantly explaining to people why you felt the way you felt, and explaining to them what they did to you. They know what they did. People are fully capable and fully aware of what they're doing to others. So stop that. And then, you don't need closure. Stop trying to, figure out, well, why are we no longer friends? What did I do? Because I think that happens a lot. Like, we try to take accountability for other people's actions, and we need to stop that. I shouldn't have to constantly take accountability for something that you're doing. Like, you need to learn to take accountability. So stop trying to get closure in a situation. Like, I've heard someone say, you can't receive closure from someone because they were never open. And I thought that was so powerful. Like, they were never open to the friendship, because to my last point, they're not even willing to read your text message of how you made them feel. So what makes you think that they were open to a true friendship? They were there to use you, and that's exactly what they did. Okay? So stop trying to find closure of like, well, what went wrong? Why are we not friends? What caused this to happen? What can we do to get back on track? Nothing. Move on with your life. Lessons learned. Accept the lesson. Accept the fact that they were never open, and move on. And then also, be aware of those people who constantly remind you that they will leave your life. And I'm saying, since we're referring to friendship, I'm talking about friendship in this case. If you have a friend that will constantly tell you, no matter how many times y'all argue, or if they don't get their way in a situation, oh, I'll leave your life. Oh, Cass, don't be talking to me that way, because I'll never talk to you again. Goodbye. Delete. Like, and in the words of Fantasia, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. I don't beg anybody to be in my life. If you have to constantly remind me that you will easily exit my life, you'll easily walk out my life, the door is right there. Goodbye to you. Good riddance. God bless. Keep it pushing. That to me, that goes back to, you're not a true friend, because you see yourself as the prize. You see yourself as, oh, your life is only better because I'm in it. No, baby, my life is better because God is in it. Don't get it twisted. The only prize here is God. Okay? The only person that I want in my life at all times is God. okay? Because he's the one who has given us life, okay? So I think people get the roles mixed up. They forget what their role is. Don't ever get too comfortable for you to say to someone, oh, well, I'll leave your life right now. I'll exit your life right now. Goodbye to you, okay? To me, that's giving very much arrogance. And I don't want anyone in my life that's arrogant. I don't like behavior like that. And then and to that last point about be aware of people who will constantly remind you that they will leave your life. I heard someone say on TikTok, he said, anything that God didn't send can't stay. So anything that God did not send can't stay. So God will constantly expose to reveal. Okay, so you'll be wondering, like, well, why is this friendship not working? Why did they do me like that? Why did they turn their back on me? Why did they agree to one thing and they did the absolute opposite? So God will reveal to people, this person was never your friend. Now, I constantly, kept giving you signals, and you constantly kept bringing them back in your life. And then God like, girl, I told you. Why would you take this person back? I told you they was no good for you. And you keep bringing them back in your life. Like, so we have to also learn to be obedient. Once that person has exited your life, let it be what it is. Leave them out. Leave them out of your life. Stop bringing people back into your life. So the person, not only did he say anything that God didn't send can't stay, but he also said those who left you didn't leave. They were dismissed. And I love that. They didn't leave your life. They were dismissed. Enough was enough. Class is no longer in session. It's time for you to go, okay? So definitely remember that. And then another thing is, don't get caught up in the history. Because I used to be that person. I used to be like, well, you know what? I was friends with this person for 10 years. Am I really gonna let this one thing stop us from being friends? Yes. You wanna know why? Because I kept giving them chance after chance after chance. And they kept showing me, it doesn't matter, Cass, that we've been friends for 10 years. I'm still going to treat you poorly. So no, we're no longer accepting that behavior. And I've learned that, like I said, stop thinking about history of like, well, I have to stay friends with this person because we have longevity in terms of our friendship in the history. No, it doesn't work like that. If a person is disrespecting you, It doesn't matter how long you all have been friends. And I'm also learning that, like, I've had people in my life that I've met last month that has treated me better than people that I've known for 15 years. So like that history, the history means nothing. Focus on the actions. What are people doing to prove to you that they belong in your life? If their actions are not showing you that they belong in your life, then they have to go. And then lastly, remember that solitude is a priority. It is not a choice. So stop feeling like you always need people around. You should be perfectly fine with being by yourself. Like I said, I feel like I've said this before, and I actually have an upcoming video on this. I think that video will actually be out before this video, but love yourself. Love your own company. Learn to be by yourself. When you're by yourself, you learn more about yourself. You're able to grow. You're able to, really see yourself flourish when you don't have a whole group of people around you. So don't live life thinking that you have to have people around you 24/7, because you don't. And a lot of times, like I said throughout this whole video, a lot of times the people that we think are our friends and these people that are around us are actually our enemies, okay? A snake is very good at camouflaging itself. A snake is very good at camouflaging itself. So someone who you think is your friend is very good at pretending until it's time and they're no longer your friend, okay? So learn to be by yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn that it's important to choose you in every aspect, and learn that just because you're friends with someone at one point doesn't mean you have to be friends with them to the ending of the world, okay? So remember that we don't just choose to be by ourselves. We have to make it a priority. You have to learn that you can't always have people around you, because everybody around you is not for you, okay? And that's very important. Everyone around you is not for you. They don't have your best interest at heart. So learn to have your own best interest at heart. Learn to take care of yourself and focus on your own goals and, you know, bettering yourself. And in the end, you will learn that, like, to stop chasing people. The only person we should be chasing at this point is God. You shouldn't be chasing that man. You shouldn't be chasing that woman. You shouldn't be chasing that friendship. No. Even family, it's like, of course it's important, you know, when you want to reconnect with people and, you know, have people in your life, but if they don't want you in their life, goodbye. Just don't. Stop reaching out. Stop trying to rekindle something that they don't want to rekindle. So learn to be by yourself, and I hope this video was helpful in terms of helping you identify tips and kind of not helping you not ignore the signs and the red flags of what a true friend is. And please know that if you feel like you don't have a friend, please know that God is always your friend. He will always be there for you to the end of the world, okay? And he's not the friend that's going to tell your secrets. You could go to God and he will keep your secrets. He will encourage you on how to get through a situation. He'll even bring you out, okay? He'll bring you out of a situation. So I hope you all have a great day. Bye.